Hello, Professor Natalie. I'm Rodrigo Vistuba, and with my classmates Roberto Bamondes and Diego Colil, we're going to analyze a fifth grade book. We're going to review how it addresses the contextualization and adaptation of the content to the students. Should you begin, Diego?
All right. To what extent is the book contextualized? That is, make use of the experiential world of the learners, their knowledge of the world?
I would say yes, since most of the content can include some knowledge that a fifth grade student would have, as far as basic concepts are concerned, especially at the local level.
I will say yes, because it offers many opportunities to use the language appropriately and accurately in a real context situation. Students feel identified with the topics, daily routine, a healthy life, for example, sports. We can see experiences from people around the world and also their lifestyle. Yes.
Mhm. Well, I agree up to a point with you guys. I would say that it does in content, but not in presentation. The information that is shown is from an Anglo-Saxon context. For example, the people who appear in the photos of the book, the songs, or the objects present in it belong more to a British situation or a British context, I would say. Many Asian and Black uh, people that appear in these groups that are jumping or playing around, for example, but that fits more on a British context or society. It was not very contextualized or localized in a Chilean society, I would say.
All right. Let's move to the next question. Does it include topics, characters, places, information familiar to the students?
Yes, thus includes many of these topics throughout the course book, whether about places, astronomy, concentration, things to do there, both internationally and locally and indigenously.
Um, yes, it does. In the book, you can find different topics that are interesting, entertaining to the students, family life, health and fitness. Additionally, you can find stories, as I said before, uh, from people around the world. And also, students can have a deep understanding. Students can have a deep understanding and a deep vision what is about the world, how the world works out, their motivation to meet other cultures.
Yeah, but I see where you're going there, guys. But for me, uh, it doesn't achieve it totally. The four units are topics which are known by the students, being Unit 1 and Unit 2, that the sorry, that present content from school and family and home, respectively. Nevertheless, I believe that most of the sections of the book are presented from a British or North American point of view. To illustrate this, we have a picture of students going to school, but they are going to school by bus, by a school bus, a feature that is not present here in Chile. Here in Chile, the students go to school by car or by the public transport or using the vans that the school provides them. So it's not very relatable to them.
All right. Let's move to the next question. Does it propose pedagogical practices that suit the local need?
I could say yes, since it includes practices for the level of the students. And for example, there is an activity when you have to imagine having a friend and how you try to convince him or her to go to visit certain places. Another factors such as the weather, things to do in those places, as well as doing an activity related to the topic that is staffed 100%, as if Through these activities, you try to be one of those places that are chaotic, and perhaps later that student will feel convinced to visit there in the future.
Uh, and for me, it's just only a part of them, mainly the vocabulary department. These books includes language that may be too advanced for fifth grade too. It shows present perfect or progressive forms. You have to remember that English is mandatory since fifth grade at this level. So teaching could get more difficult because several fifth graders are exposed to this language for the first time. And for that reason, I recommend this book for schools with students that have begun with English before this level. Maybe a bilingual school or a more or a subvention or a more or a private school that have those this subject earlier in the student's life.
Yes, I strongly agree with you, Rodrigo. I think that the grammar content are too complex for the students. It can be suitable for eighth graders or first graders in high school, for example. Uh, Students at this level uh, shouldn't have to analyze the contents of grammar. However, the book offers, some strategies to better deal with your health. For example, the unit health and fitness. You know, it offers how many vegetables you can consume a day or how much exercise can you do a day. It offers some strategies, or time management in the second unit that was about a busy day. Organize your activities.
Hmm.
So, all right, let's move to the next section, section B. Does it does it provide intercultural reflection? For example, does it offer learners opportunities to express their opinions when confronted with the information about the target culture, rather than merely absorb the information uncritically?
Yes, but very brief ones, honestly. On some occasions, this is done by the book. To exemplify it, we have these two exercises. In the first one, we have a text about a Scottish boy who describes his trip to school in the mornings, and students have to and the following thing is that they have to provide two differences and two similarities with this kid's life and the student's life here in Chile and how he travels or how she travels to school.
Well, for me, not much, honestly. At the end of the day, as seen in the course book, they have been basic concepts as I expressed before. I, but they don't give much detail to be able to give an honest opinion. Just it's just a few concepts, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I will say the same as you guys. The book doesn't offer too many opportunities uh, to express opinions. For example, you will hardly ever see discussion in groups or discussion in pairs. Uh, the book focuses only on grammar and vocabulary, and the book is constantly reinforcing the same content again and again and again. So there's a lack of thoughtfulness throughout the book, throughout the activities. Yes. All right. Let's move to the next question. Does it provide opportunities for learners to develop a critical and open attitude to other cultures?
I don't think so. It focuses more on exhibiting them than analyzing it in depth. The teacher might be the one, sorry, who produces these instances by way of custom activities created by him or her, or asking following questions after the exercise present in the book is done, but not much from the book itself.
Well, for me, not much, honestly, for the same mission as I mentioned a couple of times, because it literally shows you only vocabulary type concepts, and little else, just the basic ones.
Um, yeah, for me, not much, honestly. Uh, the book, it doesn't provide opportunities to reflect a critical and open attitude. You know, for example, the students, for example, don't reflect on why in many countries students have more school facilities to learn the contents, or more facilities in transports. You know, or why in some countries the weather is you know, is lower than in Chile. Those kind of things, for example, in the fourth unit. All right. Does it provide opportunities for learners to develop an awareness of the relationship between their own cultures and other cultures?
Well, between their culture and the others, I say yes, but not by much, honestly. Only the basic in terms of topics, but very little to be honest. Um, yeah.
Yes, I agree with you, Roberto. This happens in some occasions. We have here here we have a reading activity. It narrates a story of a group of kids dressed in their national clothing, and the questions below the pictures are about the importance of the traditional outfits. Uh, you can see there is a bit of reflection and analysis there, but only a few of these type of activities are present in the book, not throughout all the text itself.
Yeah, I will say I agree with you guys. The book, it doesn't offer, you know, uh, opportunities for now. In some occasions, you will see some activities that can, in which the students can compare their lifestyles with others around the world. But the students also have to analyze the language only, uh, answer true or false questions, matching exercises, or multiple choice. You know, in many of the activities of the book, you will see that the students have to do it. All right. To what extent does it make use of linguistic contrast to raise the students' awareness? Does it provide opportunities for learners to relate the features of the new language with their L1? Um, from my view, not so much. As I said before, the book focuses on grammar, vocabulary, and the repetition of drills. You know, in one activity, the students need to count how many vegetables there are, or how many apples, or how many students are jumping, and repeat the number again. Those kind of things.
Well, at first, I would say yes, but not much, especially for the student of this grade, just because of the topics mentioned about, such as food, clothing, activities, places, etc. But as Diego said before, it includes almost a kind of pattern on the course book, such as the same kind of activities, such as reading, true or false, and listening, but not that much for to make a contrast to raise the students' awareness of the use of linguistic.
Yes, I agree with you. There are not very much opportunities to improve or to relate the features of language with their native one. It focuses more on performing the drills and repetition more than understanding why this is said like this or this word has to be in this place before this other one. The focus of this text is only to acquire knowledge or acquire the language internally and then produce it as a machine. So you can be understood. That is the main goal of learning English for uh, young learners to be understood more than having good pronunciation or good speech or sentence formation. Okay, thank you guys for the participation in this discussion. I hope you had a great experience in this.
Thank you.
Me too. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.